Forget Hollywood blockbusters this summer. When you're ready to chill out with a film this season, there are plenty of hidden treasures to discover. Boston Free Radio host Dan Burke introduces us to some of his favorite offbeat summer films.
The best summer movies to a lot of people probably depend on their individual definition of summer movies. I probably have my definition that's different than yours, but here's my definition, or at least my criteria for summer movies, at least for this list. Number one, they have to take place during the summer. They don't necessarily have to have been released during the summer. So that rules out a lot of what other people may consider summer movies, like Star Wars, E.T., or basically any superhero movie. That's for another list. The other criteria is they have to be good, according to me. The first entry on my list of summer movies is The Sandlot. It's about a group of boys who you either knew growing up or you wish you knew growing up. The boys in this movie are just 9 kids who are not actually on a baseball team, but just play baseball in their local sandlot for the fun of it. And they take one boy under their wing who knows absolutely nothing about baseball. This movie does take place in the summer of 1962, but it actually has a lot of universality to it. And anyone who knows anything about sports will cringe when they find out what Smalls does with a baseball autographed by Babe Ruth. My next movie pick for quintessential summer viewing is one that, when you hear the title, it's probably a given for a summer movie. And that movie is One Crazy Summer. However, despite the fact that the title of the movie is so iconic to summer, it's actually quite an underrated movie, even despite having John Cusack and Demi Moore in it, who at the time were pretty well known for being members of the Brat Pack. The movie is about a recent high school graduate and aspiring cartoonist named Hoops McCann, who's played by John Cusack. Hoops and his cousin George, played by Joel Murray, embark on a summer vacation in Nantucket, Massachusetts. And this film was actually filmed on location in Nantucket. They encounter a bunch of colorful characters, including an aspiring singer, played by Demi Moore, and the iconic Stork twins in this movie, played by Tom Villard and Bobcat Goldthwait.
No, it's definitely mine.
There are way too many colorful characters to mention in this movie, but almost all of them are delightfully over the top, and they make great use of playing around with 80s tropes that weren't cliche then, but are cliche now, which makes this film, oddly enough, a little bit ahead of its time. The next movie on my list is one you probably haven't heard of, let alone seen, but it came to my attention actually at a midnight screening at the Coolidge Corner Theater. But this movie is actually available for streaming on Amazon Prime, if you want to check it out there. The movie is The Final Girls, which came out last year. It's not only a good send-up of teen horror films, but it's also a weird combination of Friday the 13th, Army of Darkness, and Pleasantville, which somehow works. The movie takes place present day, and it's about 5 millennial teenagers who go to a midnight screening of a famous slasher horror flick, only to find that they are actually inside the movie.
So we're in the movie.
These, you could call them jaded millennial teens, not only have to play by the rules of the movie, but they also have to save their own lives. In other words, try to avoid the psycho slasher who likes to kill teenagers for no apparent reason. So do they make it out in time? Do they manage to save their own lives before the credits of the movie within a movie roll? Well, I'm not going to give that part away. You're going to have to see it for yourself. But if you're not necessarily looking for a movie that'll make you laugh, and one that's maybe a little bit more poignant, reminds you of the summertime blues, like ones maybe that involved a summer job that you really wish you didn't have, Adventureland is probably the movie for you. My estimate for the Europe trip was
a little off.
I suggest you get a job.
A summer job.
Happy graduation, kiddo.
In Adventureland, Jesse Eisenberg plays James, a recent college graduate who majored in the classics, which makes him well-educated, but doesn't exactly make him fit for any kind of viable employment.
What am I supposed to do? I'm not even qualified for manual labor.
So in the summer of 1987, he takes a job at a local rundown amusement park known as Adventureland.
All right, the race is on. We have a winner. Here's this.
Hey, James, have you ever seen a horse race before?
This is how we met.
I'm amazed at how tiny my paycheck is.
We are doing the work of pathetic, lazy morons.
Adventureland should be very familiar territory to anyone who maybe just graduated from high school or college and doesn't quite know what to do with their lives or didn't at the time they graduated. I think I'm probably in that camp, which is why I related to Adventureland a lot.
Dan Burke hosts Words on Film, a weekly film review show on Boston Free Radio, a member of the SCAT TV family. You can watch Words on Film with Dan at bostonfreeradio.com every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m.